Good morning. Good morning. No, actually, my goodness, it's afternoon time already. Look at that. Okay. I just made a community post, and even if I didn't feel perfectly prepared, I figured I had to just jump on, regardless of sometimes how I'll feel. If like to be honest, I'm noticing more often than not, even though this used to be the most natural thing in the world for me, that I feel like a little terrified when I just hit that live button. And this time though, I want to engage with all of you. So I'm working out the full screen. I see an old name there. Somebody who's been with me from the stuck in the middle days. I see L Apple Dumpling, Randy, Todd. Todd, I need to respond to the last email you sent me, man. I apologize for any delays to all of you. I'm still working out this desktop because unlike every time prior that I've gone live, I ignore the chat. This time I need to pay attention, or sometimes look at the freaking phone if that's what it's going to take. So what's up, everybody? Hello, Dolly Bear, BC, and the names aforementioned. So today is a turning stone, or something to that effect. I've hit a milestone, and yes, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of the new, the uncharted, of the direction, and in making sure that I stay accountable and do the right thing. So I have questions, and I'm turning to you guys for this one, okay? And I just figured, if you guys want to see a little behind the curtain, so to speak, I did something cheesy when I was at work last time. And by the way, apparently there's a hurricane or tropical storm or hurricane. It's all I know is it's called Ian, and it's maybe on its way to the state of Florida. I'm a New Yorker, but I'm a Floridian, and I don't panic for storms any longer. So at work last time, though, I was, I understand. I got the most unprofessional setup possible. A freaking trashed book stack or bookshelf, if that's what it's called. I have a lot of literature and comic books and crazy articles. And I don't have a green screen or a better mic, and I procrastinate. So I need to get better at being a man of my word to myself to be a man of my word to you. And at work, I was trying to think of like something, showing my humble beginnings and how this is really just nothing but two small speakers. I turned my little cheap microphone, even though it was over $100, towards the frickin' speakers, and hope you guys can hear the audio. That's where I started, and I didn't let any of this superficial stuff, I guess, prevent me from doing what I wanted to do. And my intentions start out good. They're still good, and I need to stay on that path. And recently, I've seen the backlash. I have personal reservations. Promise I'm going to start engaging. But I have personal reservations, but I promise I will not do what I said I won't do. This is not the drama channel. Covering other YouTubers. Now, I know that comes with it's a catch-22, right? Other YouTubers have their fandom, their following. Now, when another YouTuber, and this goes for anybody, I'm not going to put out a specific name, okay? There's only one that I'm usually quite comfortable mentioning, but when they show some evidence, and I'm going to wait longer than that impulsiveness that I have, but something feels wrong about not going on when I have the impulsive urge to say something. That's kind of a part of who I am. That's the mania that I have. That's part of how I think. And sometimes I need to follow that impulse, or I'm denying my gut. You know what I mean? So maybe, just maybe, I have to endanger myself in terms of what the consequences may be prepared to admit when I'm wrong at all times, but present what we know is something close to evidence. Not close to, that is evidence. Or would you all rather that I wait for it to be dried up black and white ink and not report on something until it gets to the courts? I mean, we are a different network completely, right? We're not relying on mainstream media outlets. This is a community trying to maintain accountability. But I understand, there's fandoms, but there's also, trying to strike while the iron's hot, and sometimes you can lose focus at being honest and just go with hyperbole. And I don't want to be another fucking CNN or something to that effect. And the thing I was saying at work, okay, I was writing down like I was gonna do. Hey, look, it's a credit roll. Stupid. Don't worry, I'm not gonna finish this. But director of photography. This is so dumb. Eli, audio. Eli, camera of operation. Blah blah blah. And I had more stupid like credit roll. Lame dude on screen. Progressive patriot. Producer Eli. Beats by Dre. And let's see. Oh, and names of people. I don't want to call you guys fans. I want to call you viewers, supporters, something like that. But here's some names. Let's see if I happen to remember them. I could only fit so much on this while I was working. Bass Girl 42, who's in New Zealand. Slim Reaper, who is like a brother and a father to me, who sends me so much data. And this is a part of the mission that's going to be important. I keep calling it the mission, and I got to talk more about that. Just Me, Joy, June, Queen of Ravens, KKC, Brooksford, Bama. That's all I had at this moment. Hey, Global, that's Lori right there. She's got a fantastic channel. Mods, if you have the access, you can absolutely plug your channels. And so recently I found a bunch of boxes. See, this is mania. And I had a little bit of coffee. I dosed myself carefully. Some boxes were discovered in the garage there since I moved from the trailer park into our first home. And I'm going to introduce you to my dog at some point today. And this box contains some old stuff. And I found something that's probably a collector's item. And it reminds me of a theme. A theme that maybe I could think deeper into. So check this out. This is like very, very recent after 9/11 when magazines were printed. This to me represents unity at its best when people were able to come together despite all differences, dividers, and be together as a community, a large community, almost as a country. You remember how often it was to see flags out after 9/11 and how much we seem to care just a little bit more? This is not a 9/11 special, I promise, but this piece of little memorabilia here, it made me wonder immediately, first and foremost, why? Why? Like, is this how we're just hardwired? Why does it have to be tragedy that brings us together? Why can't we just kind of have that already ingrained? Why can't we trust our neighbors? Or has the world changed that much, or have we changed? What's changed more, the world or us? I know we're products of our environment. Technology has gone crazy. Don't get me started about lockdowns and everything that came with that. Oh, I'm YouTube partner. I got to be careful now on my P's and Q's. But why the fuck, man? Like, I love the unity, but it always takes something so tragic. It takes loss of life or people needing to fear for others to come together. And then, man, if I get my tinfoil hat on for a moment, how often do you think? Is it radical to propose a question? It's not radical to ask questions. And remember, though I try not to show too much of the how much I entertain conspiracy theory or theories, I bear in mind who created the term in the first place. A certain 3-letter agency. They created it to debunk and disavow and ostracize people that thought out of the box, right? Conspiracy theorist is somebody that believes in something that's outside of the status quo, and you're lambasted, you're made to be a pariah. That's a conspiracy theorist. I feel like the term is maybe reinventing itself this day and age, because truth is always stranger than fiction. And, I mean, just look in our little pocket of the world here. Sometimes I do need to disconnect and step back to remind myself of my own humanity, because I could get sucked in, and it's very toxic. I did all the panel channels, and it was a very overwhelming positive experience. But I see people going after each other for supporting, whoever they want to support, which is everybody's freedom to do so. But everybody has to be held accountable. All right, if you find out somebody that you're a fan of, hell, if you find out I did something god-awful terrible, I'd expect the backlash. So with that same level of accountability, can we not apply that to others? No, I'm not going to let that segue into trashing down and tearing down other YouTubers,
But there are things out there that are happening, and I'm watching, and it's taken me a lot to bite my tongue. So much so that it might just fall off because I'm biting down so hard. I don't want to upset you guys, but at some point, I have to go with that impulse or that gut feeling. But I haven't gone to that. So right now, why I open this is because I'm trying to think and strategize. Tonight, what is the thing, the element that can unify us all? Apparently, it's to prevent tragedy or suffering, right? At least we're all on the same page on that. So I was thinking, what is relevant with what I do outside of the full-time job, which, liquor specialist and supervisor. I saw somebody try to shit on me because, he works for a grocery chain. Yeah, with private stock options. Okay, thank you for the haterade. I got to stop addressing that shit. So let's see, okay? I'm thinking suicide because that, in no time like the present, has that gone up, especially since the lockdowns. Remember my buddy Josh, my brother from Stuck in the Middle? His smoke shop closed down because of the lockdowns. That was the wildest thing, okay? It's important to remember some pretty wild facts, things that are true, and you just can't you cannot turn away from the truth. It'll always stare you back down in the face, and it'll always win. So the truth about lockdowns, now that some of our so-called officials have admitted that it was a mistake, okay, that the attempt to protect us, I think, ended up doing more harm than good. And then who became the arbiters of saying, you're an essential worker, and you could sit home and lose your fucking job or your livelihood and your ability to pay or to supply your families with sustenance. That was one of the wildest times I've ever experienced. And the truth is that was the largest transfer of wealth from poor to rich, greater than the Great Depression. Let that sink in. I'll say it again. The largest transfer of wealth since and greater than the Great Depression. More wealthy people made more money than ever before during that time. And what did we get? We got a stimulus check, and oh boy, are we paying it even more. Am I getting this is not political to me. To me, this is seeing with your eyes open and not refusing to speak what you feel. Sometimes that's gonna hit me. Like somebody's not gonna like something I have to say, but if I was worried about being perfect all the time, I don't think I would put my fucking face behind a microphone and a camera that streams live. So there's an element of me that just cannot be changed. And some people will have to choose if they want to see where that goes or they want to protect their opinions about some individuals. And I have not condemned anybody, but I'm still watching things as they unfold and waiting for them to get to an official status. I sure did say I was going to check the chat, didn't I? Thank you, Joe and Queen. Thank you. You're at work. Yeah. I thought I was going to be at work today. Typically a 1 to 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. shift. But I'm not. Yet, let me see some of these tax things. And please, while the comments stream in, help me figure out what you think I should look into to talk about. I was even thinking of, but I don't want to be another channel that's doing the same fucking thing. But I noticed a missing child Amber Alert in literally my neck of the woods. I don't want to say, I'm in Florida, but this is an 11-year-old child. His name is Isaiah. I just remember his first name. This was posted 3 days ago. And, what can we do if I get that full name here? Can we do something together? Can we help find the child? I'd have to provide more information, but there are people out there that I know for their own reasons have tried to do some harm via accounts and calls and whatever the fuck. And so also then the suicide rate and how lockdowns impacted that, or are we tired of that? Are we tired of talking about the largest, I think, I don't want to say legal transfer. We were willingly giving our freedoms to people that claim to know any better than we do. And that still remains like a, God forbid, like a tumor in my brain. Okay, I'll never forget how many people were so willing to give over their freedoms in the name of what, really? Like, don't get me started on the data of this stuff, and it'll probably get me stricken down. I'd be a fool. But it's a matter of public record, right? 0.5%. Okay? 0.5 to 0.8%. Under a 1 percentile chance of being vulnerable. And we just, so many people were willing to give away as many freedoms as possible. Oh, and yeah, the taxes didn't stop while people stopped working. I think I saw some people mentioning just that. Just me, Joy, you were on the paper I read, by the way, of random names I could remember. Hi, Shanny. So let's see, can I sift through this? And thank you, Bumblebee. Sometimes you just have to decide to just do whatever it is you're going to do. Even if you don't quite know what that is. You got to go with your gut, your heart. Okay, use your heart in tandem with your mind. They got to coincide. It's hard. Logic and emotion, sometimes there's a real battle there. And emotions can override the logic and vice versa. Sometimes just logic can appear cold, too calculated, and appear that it ignores people's feelings. But sometimes feelings are not what's important, depending on, I suppose, the circumstances. So let me see, okay? Try to help me focus here. What can I possibly talk about tonight? Is it gonna be suicide rates, and how we are like the number one most drugged up country in the world? And I've already spoken about the point how we're the only first world country that allows big pharma to advertise directly to our homes. This is not done in other first world countries. Doctors recommend to you what's best because the doctors there, not throwing shade at good doctors in our country, but doctors in other countries actually listen to the information, decipher it, and recommend what's best for you, the patient. Over here, we go there as a consumer, not a patient. And most likely, I don't know, stop me if I'm wrong, I've done it, guilty as charged. I've gone to the doctor and said, I think I want this, and that. And what does the doctor say? Sure, that's the extent of the conversation. You feel a little nervous or anxious, do you? Do you blink more than twice in a day? Oh, yeah, okay. All right, do you hold the magazine close to your stomach and stare into a screen during the day and the afternoon? Yeah, you're going to need this, and that. Have my people call your people. Do lunch sometime, okay, guy? Let's just take your monies now. Thank you. Do you have insurance? No insurance. Okay, go die in a corner. Or better yet, let's just tax people that are hardworking and barely scraping by. I mean, I am for a system that serves each other. I may have what's considered a radical idea about improving our health care. I do believe in a public option and the ability to have a private option. If that's enough to have you want me canceled, I apologize. I just think we can do better. Don't worry, I'm not full-on progressive, but I am a patriot. But I also want to love this country the way I used to when I was growing up. The way I used to, say the Pledge of Allegiance or go to a baseball game as a kid and feel that pride. I just can't be dishonest. I don't feel that anymore, and it feels like the people that we keep saying are in control. It's really us just convincing ourselves that others are in control. Of course, there'd be some resistance if we tried to remind them otherwise. I mean, just look at some of the events on your daily news, and if I speak too specifically, I'm sure the arbiters of what is considered safe to speak about and not will end my YouTube channel. I mean, Stuck in the Middle, which was a show that tried not to be too political. All we did was try to call out bullshit on both sides and have accountability. And we got 2 strikes. What is the strike I got here, by the way? Oh, yeah, which finally expired because I read a .government document, an op-ed written by a freaking virologist who titled it The Truth About COVID. It's still there, by the way. The Truth About COVID. See how I said that, hoping somebody's not going to hear me? I'm talking to a fucking microphone. But yeah, go ahead, look that up, read that shit, and tell me it doesn't change your fucking worldview in a matter of moments. I read that out loud. I got slapped with a medical misinformation strike. I appealed it, and the consensus, forgive me, YouTube and Google, was essentially, you're not a doctor. You can't read things that a doctor would say. It was all verbatim quotes. That's why a close good friend of mine, some of you may know him as Cannabis Conservative, CanCon, Brian, his name is out there, but I don't want to share last names, but he is now an accredited journalist. Being on the journey with him, he was a reoccurring guest on Stuck in the Middle. Watching him just keep everybody accountable that's in charge of the integrity of, what can I say, certain processes where we hope our voice matters. He has receipts upon receipts, and he's still going. He writes and works for the Gateway Pundit, I want to say, and he's on Rumble, and I couldn't offer somebody with more. He's a combat veteran Marine, and he has been holding everybody's feet to the fire that deserve it since he has been back. And I could not give a more ringing endorsement. If my friend Independent Many is in here, I know she has his Rumble account and link. If I can help share resources of people that I know are telling the truth, not pandering to get you to go and give people views. I'm trying to offer resources, just like I hope you all use my email. Okay, I feel ridiculous every time I say it. progressivepatriot44@gmail.com. Send me any kind of data, concepts, articles, feedback. Don't send me anything stupid, please, because I've seen some wild shit in my inbox recently, and there's maybe somebody that might warrant a call out if they don't chill the fuck out. But otherwise, and this piece of memorabilia. Okay, I got the chat and I got the book. Got the chat, I got the book. Now, Eli, here we go. You know the powers that be think we should follow blindly whatever they say the truth is. Well, NC Country Girl, of course we do. Duh. The powers that be, they don't expect us to blindly follow. They know it's for our well-being. It's for the greater good to just do what you're told and never question anything. That's why platforms like this are fucking skyrocketing, because asking questions outside of the status quo has become taboo. The restrictions that have been lifted from YouTube since the days of the lockdown have been nothing short of eye-opening and insane to me to behold as a citizen of this country. The things that were taboo, that are not taboo, I'm sorry, does that not mean that the people that were in power making the decisions for us regarding our freedoms and our rights to do what we do every day to make a living, is that not an admission of being wrong? Or what was everything on point? Didn't our boy Biden say it's all over? Wow, I guess that's all we were waiting for. Had he not said it was over, I guarantee we'd all be dropping like flies right now. So thank you, dear Biden, for announcing to the world that the COVID thing is over. I'm quoting Biden, okay? Please don't cancel me. No wet teams. Oh, I don't like the Clintons much. Oh, shit. Oh, man, okay. I got a eureka moment, but I'm scared. I am fascinated. Okay, be careful. Be careful. Think this through. I am fascinated about a lot of specific cases that are easily accessible of whistleblowers that have, unfortunately, clearly, without question, because the official report states, and we know to always trust official reports because they don't have their own interests to protect or narratives. Nothing like that. No, we can trust it. When the police investigate themselves and absolve themselves of being guilty of themselves, we definitely know that's okay, right? Everything that happened in Truckee. I mean, come on. You can't criticize the police department. We don't use our tax dollars to fund them, right? Yeah. The Supreme Court didn't say, no, they do not have to protect and serve. They just have to enforce the law. That's not real, right? Yeah, no. It's real. There's some cold truths that some of us, I think, need to understand fully before the journey that's occurring continues. So the whistleblower idea is, for one, let me say this name every opportunity I can. Gary Webb was one of the first journalists ever to use the internet to spread news. He was able to prove that the CIA, the government, and the cartels were working together and funding one another, and that the CIA was also, don't get me started on the Reagan administration, implanting drug dealers that were funded by good old US of A currency and people of notoriety, power, and status to do the dirty work. And then, after they become millionaires back in the 80s and 90s, remember, Gary Webb, please look up that name. He was, he committed suicide by shooting himself in the face and the head. That's the official report. There's a movie about him. It's fantastic. Kill the Messenger, I believe. Done by the guy that plays Hawkeye. Sorry, guy. So yeah, you know what? I think I might just cover. I know this is dangerous territory, but, you know, what good is a platform if you're not going to take chances? Whistleblowers and their mysterious circumstances of just after making such a life-altering decision and putting it all on the line where you'd think you want to see it through, they end up being found with all of their possessions and maybe a hole in the back of their head. That's probably how most people go out anyway, right? Yeah, like Gary Webb, right? So he did, like, literally, he broke that shit wide open. His paper, his local paper, to their credit, they held on and gave him full credit and stood by him until the heat got too much from people far up at the top. And then they had to disavow, and they printed a retraction they pretty much disavowed Gary Webb, who put his blood, sweat, tears, livelihood, and was sacrificing his family in terms of being there as a father and a husband, although they stayed together, had people going to his house, fucking firing guns and leaving shit in his yard, stealing his car, and then the veiled threats. Yeah. I think I'm gonna stick with because I know specific accounts when I was more politically involved and not so disenfranchised, when I was working for a certain somebody's campaign, going door to door in the trailer parks, which I'll tell that story in the future. It was quite an experience, let me tell you. Yes, guys, if you didn't know, look at my freaking name, okay? I was a huge Bernie Sanders supporter that evolved into becoming a Trump supporter. I know that sounds fucking crazy, but that's my mind. Stuck in the middle caused me the necessity of looking at the facts, not the hyperbole, not the media telling me how to think. I looked into everything. So, true or untrue, because here's how I understand something. Man, I'm not trying to be political. Tell me if I'm wrong, please. It has been explained to me by multiple sources prior to the life-changing, world-changing, altering event of our freedoms, before walking outside looked like the Walking Dead, that at the time President Trump was able to actually negotiate a deal with China to retain and keep and own our own patents. Survey says, is it bullshit? I mean, I've been saying it's the truth, that we were going to be able to keep our patents, which means power to our manufacturing and infrastructure, and that would mean they were going to say and agree to not doing Chinese knockoffs. As I understand it, please don't false information me. I am making it clear that this is a thought I am sharing out loud and that I could be wrong, okay? I've been thinking it's true for some time, but I am not so proud as to say it's very possible I'm wrong about a lot of things in life. A couple weeks later or a month later, boom, that thing happened where everybody wanted us to get poked really bad. And then negotiations were off the table. Please, I will look at the comments in the live chat. This live chat's sticking around. Apparently, there goes my dog. You guys are meeting my dog today. Did that throw me off? Please don't let that. This is what I call a Biden moment, when in the middle of being in a perfect sentence where I have perfect clarity, suddenly I'm like, what? Who are you people? What are you doing on the screen there? Don't look at me. No, look at the. Yeah, actually, that's not bad at all. I'm forgetting the thing I'm holding here, that memorabilia. But yeah, okay. So true or false? I need to find what I can. I know, I'll talk to CanCon. I'll actually call him. That man's got receipts for days. He's been doing the groundwork. He's been flown around the country to check on auditing, and that's all I'll say about that. Please check him out. He's proven himself to be a brother and more. A brother of the country. He's fought for this country. He believes in this country. He believes in us. But like me, totally disenfranchised by the process, the government, and the media. This is why we need more CanCons and more people that turn to the very people that we have available to us, hence called a community, where we can pool our resources and do something good. And I hope I can look back and say something was achieved. So I shared that one factoid. I'm eager to see. Let's see. Yes, Biden moment. I said it, okay? The Trump 2024, I won't deny that I'm interested in the Republic. Okay, first off, I'm an independent now, and some of my family are horrified. I'm going to vote for DeSantis because I think he's done a fantastic job. Don't cancel me, people on the left. I was advocating for your side for so long, but every time I tried to call things out, you all called me something I wasn't. So I got ostracized. I became the black sheep. Black streets back. All right. No. I became the black sheep of like my liberal friends. Some went so far as to completely unfriend me when I started to question things, man. Like, what the fuck is that about? Look, I can tell you this. When I was campaigning, I was there when the DNC claimed that we were flipping him off and throwing chairs at him. And it was a lie. I was there when they did a coin toss to decide. 2 coin tosses, because the first one didn't go the way they wanted. And some high school looking motherfucker said, okay, it goes to that fucking side. Man, shit was there. Shit was wild. And I watched the same thing kind of happen after Trump was elected. And I've seen no shortage of Democrats. I've fought. I've bled with you guys. I used to defend Antifa. Okay, and that's still unstuck in the middle. I'm not proud of that, okay? And, oh boy, I'm going to get so deep into it that I will get canceled. But I can't really care about that, because if I'm going to continue to be honest and use a platform, now that I'm actually a fucking partner, and anything comes to me, I can't offer anything less than the entirety of who the fuck I am. It would be disingenuous to me. It'd be disrespectful to you. That's what I hope to see and hear from the people that are our representatives and claim that they were completely voted for. I don't even know that I trust the whole fucking system, as we are told. We got illegitimacy being claimed on each side, only it's convenient how the DNC, when they do it, it's underreported. Again, CanCon put a freaking nice compilation of the Clintons, my best pals. Diana Brazil, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I remember you people, you lovely, neighborly people. I just want to have a spot of tea and talk it out, constituent to constituency, or vice versa. Yeah, nah. I don't know. I'm a rambler. Am I actually achieving the goal I set out, or did I make up my mind and just say a bunch of things, kind of at random? I see. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Let's see. Yes. Thank you, Keeks. I do try. Yeah, you need to be a mod, by the way. Oh, my dog. Okay, you guys gonna meet my dog. He's scratching the door. Hold on, yo. Come on in, bro. Come here, you. You're gonna hear me talk like a freaking man-child. Okay, look. Can you? Yeah. I know. You want to make out, bro. You want to make? This is my son. It was. I don't know how it happened. My ex-wife, she couldn't explain it, but this is what came out of her. I don't have an ex-wife. I have an ex-fiance. Maybe more than I remember, but say hello to the good people. Can you give them a little eye contact, huh? Look at that little guy. Okay. Am I being emasculated? Okay. I love you. Okay. We're going to do great things. He's got the strangest name, but there's a reason for it. He's a third generation Toy Yorkie. We call him Brucey because the first one, we were a family that said we'd never have a dog. And then a Toy Yorkie ran under our car while it was parked and ran into our trailer, and he wouldn't go away. And when my father said, I want a brewski, as in a beer, the dog was like, what, bro? What's up, brewski? Yeah. And we're like, we can't call the family dog after a beer. So Brucey was the next best thing, huh?
Okay.
Let's see. Questions, please, Dan. Ask me questions. Consider this frickin' AMA as well. Although I feel like fucking egotistical, being like, yeah, I'm so important. Ask me anything, but I will always give you the truth. Okay, like that's the most sincere promise I could possibly do. And it feels like weird to look into the camera and say that. But I mean, maybe that's a good thing, you know? Like I can't make it more clear. I invite anybody to go digging and do whatever you want to do to try and find that. I've told on myself. I've owned up to my days of addiction and being a fucking monster and doing things that'll never leave my brain. You know, things that I regret and the people I lost, and that sounds selfish too. The people I lost, you know, their families lost somebody deeper. You know, don't get freaking emotional. Anyway, so somebody M. Cause knows Three Dog Night apparently. My father used to tell me all the time that that's how I was conceived, but the math doesn't work out. So. Okay, my question. Okay, Amy. I'm from Queens, Howard Beach, New York. What? I lived there till about 95, and then I moved to good old Southern Florida. I remember going to the schools here. It was a first brand new built school. Fuck it, man. I'm not trying to hide shit. Indian Ridge Middle School was the middle school I went to and attended, and I was the first class there. And I remember going to orientation. Everybody was so tall, or am I just that short? And especially the women, man, I was shocked. I'll be showing pictures, and you're probably going to meet, like, one of my first loves from 8th grade or something like that. She was much taller. The 8th grade formal picture, she's sitting down, I'm standing up next to her. So I remember asking my mother, hey, they're so tall? And she told me, that's because they have the sun here, dear. And I believed there was a lack of sun in New York, and that's why everybody was like up here and I was down here. Oh man. Okay. Jaguars hooligan. Hurricane event. I've worked in the hurricane industry for a couple of years, looking at spaghetti models and helping with the permitting process. I was the guy pretending to be 20 guys in this fuck that boss. I hope you see this. I saw one of my boys that works there still. He congratulated me for making partner. Man, y'all fucking dirty the way you did me. How's that illegal recording going, by the way? Your illegal audio recording of your employees. Yeah, nice. I'll never forget that day. Did I answer the question? I'll never forget that day. I answered the phone, the first phone call at fucking like crack of dawn, 6 o'clock in the morning. And as soon as I ended the call, the wife of the boss calls me and says, don't you ever sound that shitty again. You say hello like you mean it. Man, fuck that shit. And if you're watching it, fuck you too. You had a lot to say when I fucking dipped out on y'all, huh? Okay. I don't hold grudges. Don't change. Thank you, Dan. But did you ask a question? You're the one that said you have questions. Please feel free to email if you want to ensure that anything you want to know. Anything you want to know. Open book. Let's see. Thank you. Of course, Keeks. Your family, okay? Amy M. I got the New York one, right? Yeah, the New York accent. I don't know what you're talking about. Get in the car, okay? Have some coffee. There's no New York accent over here. I'm just Floridian. Southern. I'm Southern. Queek Squad. Queek Squad. Yeah, so, yeah, and as you noticed, I'll own up to, I put Creek Squad in pretty much damn near every single video because I don't think this platform really existed as it does until Ryan Upchurch shared me. And I will not stop thanking the man for doing that. I don't care how it looks or if people don't like him and are tired of it. He may have brought a lot of you here. I hope I've done something somewhat right and special that you've chosen to be here. And thank you for that. Thor is a very important man. He carries a bit of weight in the chat, so just bear that in mind. Thor Johnson, it's good to see you. Thank you, Don. Find Jamie Valdez. Let me add that name. Thank you for that. Thank you for having a name like that. Jamie Valdez.
Feel free to email me any information. I'm writing that down. Let's see what we can do together. I'm going to utilize the missing persons pages I've joined since this endeavor, and I really, really want to see if we can accomplish something. I want to see what connections we can make. Okay, am I seeing shortages? Shortages for what, M-Cause? I'm sorry. I mean, shortages of water right now. Yep. For sure. Booze? Plenty of them. Let's see. Okay. I'm reading and reading and reading. You don't have an accent. Oh, I don't have an accent? Okay, word. That's cool, Amy. You lived in Brooklyn, though? My brother lives in Brooklyn. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a thick accent, and maybe it sounds like I'm laid it on thicker, but really it's a New Yorker doing an imitation of being a New Yorker, okay? And New Yorkers pretty much make up 90% of Floridians. Floridians? Yeah, I think, you know what? Yeah, Freudians and Floridians. Floridians. I don't emphasize the R. The R is silent in Floridians today. What's up, Big Texas? The love of my freaking life for a spell is from Texas. Okay, so going. You came up in my suggestion. That's amazing. I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know that there's no shadow ban. Stuck in the Middle suffered from shadow banning because of the 2 strikes, and man, Josh and I really fought so hard for that channel. I have, by the way, let me announce some future plans that I can say for sure in confidence. Tomorrow night, you're gonna see Josh again for one. And we're going to do a panel with Breaking Fetters and anybody else, because after the addiction video I did, apparently it really reached out to a lot of you. Thank you. That was not an easy episode to do and to recall and to relive. Because I had to edit the Vice clip, I lost the live chat. Fuck you, Vice. So yeah, you know. Fair use, I thought, right? I was commenting over it. It was a 10-second clip of a guy saying that there was more nefarious sources at play regarding fentanyl and opiate addiction. That's all. That's all that was said. And Vice said, nope. No, copyright, bro. The video wasn't fucking even monetized. Okay. All right. So, pre-hurricane. Man, look, hurricanes are an event here in Florida. Now, we know caution, we know panic, but we also know how to get down, okay? So, in the event that the winds are blowing hard enough and the rain is burning and stinging because it's hitting me so hard, I know that it's time to break open some motherfucking bourbon, okay? That's what I'm saying. That's what's up. Back in the day, in my younger days, when I was a man of less palate and taste, and I'm gonna $2 words, veneer. What the fuck did that even mean? Me and my buddies used to walk through the trailer parks and they had trench coats on. I don't remember what the fuck do I care what I was wearing years ago, drinking a big old 1.75 of Jägermeister. Why did we drink Goldschlager, Jägermeister, and Mad Dog back in the day, people? What was going on? Why? Okay, all right. Yeah, don't... Dumpling, apple dumpling, you know me. You telling me to stock up on booze? I am a liquor specialist, not a bag boy, as somebody claimed. Stop talking about. All right, watch the what? Yes, Dolly, very smart indeed. Okay, watching the water. Trust me, that comes as second nature by the time you've had your 12th fucking hurricane. Why am I? Oh my god, I've never cursed before. I said fuck. Oh, let me apologize. Yeah, no. Anyway, lo and behold, just don't worry. We keep our eye on the prizes here. Booze, water, in that order. Let's see. Nope, that's somebody asking somebody else something. We used to have MD20. Yeah, Big Dan Deej. You forgot about Mad D, Don? How did we put... Is it still around? Mad Dog 2020 is by far the most disgusting alcoholic beverage that we used to chug, drink, and put down. Here's more telling on myself stuff from back in the wild days. Do you guys know what triple C's are? Allegedly. It was in a movie I saw once. So in this movie, this content creator
that just got partnered with YouTube. He was telling a story and asking a live audience if they heard of Triple C's. That movie was amazing. Triple C's are what you call quercetins. So for a while, these things were over the counter, but back in like the early 2000s, dumbasses like that kid in the movie, who had a dumbass, would take about 8 of them and like fucking Robo-Trip or something. I remember in the movie this scene where this kid and his friends, they're all walking around in the dirtiest trailer that ever existed. There was no carpet, there was no padding, it was just a fucking raw wooden floor. There were puke buckets designated by the mother of the house. And some of the friends of this dude on the movie would eat like fucking 40 or 60 of these freaking little red pills, Triple C's, quercetins. And the star of the show, the movie, he was a shitty star. I would not recommend, if he was ever on YouTube, I'd fucking report him. He would only take 8, and he just remembered walking around and all of his friends just walking into each other with the eyes would bug out of your skull. So just imagine like a group of dumb fucks walking around like, yo, what's up, Dan? You good, bro? Yeah, man, I'm good. How you doing, bro? Oh, dude, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Why are you asking? And they're like both looking intently while their eyes are literally trying to escape the fucking holes in their faces. Okay? Craziest scene in the movie. I remember the buddy in this group took like 80 or 120, and of course there was some kind of blacking out, the strangest behavior on that crazy stuff that nobody would ever do, only in movies, of course, and they're behind plastic counters, plexiglass now, because of dumb kids like that. He walked all the way to the hospital, which was like miles and miles. I had a buddy once in the movie that this buddy, now the guy, the character, he didn't do this stuff, but his buddy did, and he smoked some crack and said he took like a big like puff and stood up, ripped his shirt a la Hulk Hogan, and said, "I can kill Superman," and took the fuck off, and nobody saw him for 3 days. True story. Okay, I'm getting lost, aren't I? So, let's see here. Welcome to, Costco, word. Man, I don't know what meth heads are. Is that a meat? Is that sushi or something? Meth heads? Is that how is that American? Meth heads. Meth heads? Meth heads. I know my people from other countries and your jargon. Okay. So, just me, Joy. Sorry, y'all, I joke a lot. Naturally, forgive me. Sometimes it's not appropriate. Hey, no, well, man, life is serious as it is. Levity is also a light we can bring into the darkness. Some people might joke about things and claim it's sarcasm and think it's appropriate or funny, but it won't be. As long as that's not the joke, I think it's okay to allow yourself to be as funny as you want to be. I mean, we're not as stupid as the media wants us to believe. We understand each other far better than they want us to. Remember, their goal, the goal of the theys in the world, is division between us. So, please, if there's any place in the world where I want something to be a reality, let it be here. Please feel free to let yourself go and be honest and true and keep all of the things that you want to be righted in this fucking crazy world where everything appears to be a lie. Let that be here. We tell our truths here. Okay? I got to think of a name for like progressive patriot supporters. Some people don't like the progressive part. Some people don't like the patriot part. But I like that. That's America for you. Okay. This little light of mine. Okay. Division in every possible way. Prime Minister was partying. Yes, Dan, I was watching. He had a way with the media. I watched him. Boris Johnson. He disarmed an entire pool of media reporters that needed him to answer important questions by acting like a fucking goofball. He brought them out tea in his bathrobe. They were going to ask journalistic questions and like hold his feet to the fire, and he was acting like a fucking schmuck. or schlep or something. And I don't have time. I'm sorry. I have some mates in the back. Do you want a spot of tea? Oh yes, cheers, thanks. What were we here again for? I don't know. We have tea. I'm sorry. I'm not. No shade to the UK. Okay, I'm just saying. You guys like crumpets and tea, all right? I like tea. Tea's good. Okay. No, I'm not. I can't. Well done, lime-lit girl. But it's a resounding no. Okay. We're gonna think of that. We're gonna think of something. United we stand, divided we fall. Therefore, it's our own responsibility to stay united. You damn right. Period. The unity is completely contingent, dependent on us doing our job to remain an us. Nobody's gonna do it for us. I'm gonna kill that word by the end of the day. So, okay. Let me read this thing, and then I gotta start putting some data together and looking into some cases that I saved. Dude, over the years of my life, you wouldn't believe how much I've talked through with my family and friends just to bring together division and harsh feelings bother me. There's always a way to. Okay, June. The chat. If the chat goes off, no, it's not. None of it's invisible. You just refresh. It happens even on this fucking thing. Yeah, the truth can hurt, and sometimes we have to fucking buck up and get ready for the pain, because the truth is not always or ever really gonna be fluffy and give us the little nice inside tingly feelings of butterflies and rainbows. Oh, kumbaya. Sometimes the truth is hard as fuck to stare directly into. And it's hard to, I guess, cope with what the truths are in our world. In this very divided, confused, angry world. Social media and the internet, I believe, was meant to bring us together. I have never seen a more successful operation of dividing us. We've reverted back to tribalism and factions. Look at how many different outlets there are. Look at how many people get roasted and or kicked off of YouTube, like CanCon was. So now he's on Rumble and he writes for for the Daily Pundit because the man has facts, verifiable facts. Check him out. One of my favorite shows, CBC Anon. He has been kicked off YouTube 7 fucking times. He'd hit like 10,000 supporters and he'd get knocked off because the arbiters decided, I don't know, that they don't want to understand sarcasm for certain things, or they want to, I don't know. It's a very weird dynamic in this country where we have to watch our P's and Q's. But the First Amendment is what it is. So, I do want to get to, it's my day off. I thought I had to work, so you can imagine my relief when I saw the email and rediscovered that I don't have to go in and have my soul slowly sucked out by the insanity of the masses. Although I have to admit, the last time I was there, I was really able to engage with people on a more positive level, except for the woman who I had to beg. I know this might sound strange to some of you, but there was a woman that really, really wanted to remove her shirt in the liquor store thing that's a part of a large chain that I can't name, but you may know already. She really, really wanted to let him out, and there's a lot of cameras, and there's people that could walk in, kids, and I was she's like 50-something. Like, I don't know what the hell she was trying to go on about. She said something like, "Don't forget the big-titted military lady that blessed you," and I was like, well, what? And then she starts, I'm like, please don't. I really don't want you to trip over them. I didn't say that. And it's quite possible that her knee would have knocked one right into her fucking eye. And she could have poked her eye out, okay? That's what I'm saying. It's concern. Concern for my people. See, I don't know. Random things happen. And when you're serving alcohol on some professional level, you're going to meet some crazy people, man. I love every one of them. Except for the ones that spend like $1,000 on Lotto. You know the type. Okay. So, I said, okay, Haley, you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? It is no different. Oh, shit. Okay. See how this mind works? I just go, oh, shit, by the way, and then I can go on. I could probably do a fucking stream day to night. Just lose my voice. Or until, hey, my dog. Look at that. Squirrel! Jesus. Right across the street from my job, place, area that I don't want to name, but people will say in the chat if they know me well enough, there was a freaking disturbing murder that has not been caught to my knowledge. I want to say she was in her 20s. She was found on the stairwell of this brand new, nice apartment complex. The construction for that was going on forever and a day. And a lot of business came as a result of that. They found this woman with her throat was open. She was done, just laying on the stairwell. I'm trying to remember because shortly after that, I think the same fucking day, behind that neighborhood, there was a murder and suicide. And they left their child in the fucking house. I can flip from joking to fucking devastating in seconds. This is you see how it changes my demeanor? Just imagine the damage that is occurring in my synapses firing off. I think there's an internal fire around my brain space. So, okay. There are things that I have to do because I want to deliver. I want to be worth what you all may think I am. I want to be that and more. So to do that, I have to take time not being live and compiling material, data, and cases, and even a few videos. And so that's what I'm going to do. It has been a pleasure. It has been a blast to kind of do this and finally get to relax and talk to the chat, because I know when I go on my rants, I don't try to look at myself, and sometimes I'm worried if I'll see a comment that, I don't know, might, get me derailed or something, and then poof, I have a Biden moment for like 15 minutes, and then the whole domino effect of panic begins. But I know once I allow myself to just be, to just remember that all we're really doing is existing and nothing more, when that memory kicks in after I hit that live button and the terror dissipates, I know I can just be who I am, and hopefully that something sincere comes through from this side to that side. We are a family. This is important to me, and I want to see what we can do together. Send me any information, data, names, topics, concepts, feedback, anything, and I will do my due diligence, because I owe that to you all and to myself. Remember, if you owe yourself something, you owe it to everybody around you. So, all right. On a not so serious note, Progressive Patriot, I got to get some stuff, some supplies. Don't worry, I didn't do all the last minute shopping in the last minute. I might even have to get more booze. Shit. Don't want to run out of booze. I mean, water, who needs that? But booze, bourbon, allocated bourbon. See, being a specialist, you can actually order super rare bourbons that are usually like $300 for like $60. I didn't say that. That was in a movie somewhere. Thank you all for being here with me. This has been a trip, man. This life is a trip. First day of the rest of all of our lives. That's how I look at it. One love, guys. I'll see you all when I return. 2 emails this morning from 2 people. Thank you for that, Thor. Really? Thank you for that. I do have to get gas. Make yourself a backup channel. Yep. Thank you. Voices Behind the Wall. Thank you. I have been watching your best friend going off, man. He is like some of the things that he's using at this point. Like I won't cover this too much, but it's just he is coming out just looking fucking insane. That's it. I think what you're doing is wise. You're whatever you're doing, whatever it is you're doing. Despite history, past allegations, whatever, I'm sorry that I reacted the way I did, by the way, now that you can hear it. Like, we all have a fucking past, and we strive to be better than who we once were. It's never too late to turn it all around. American Beauty, I know Kevin Spacey's a fucking creep and should not be allowed to have a normal life. We know he's on the flight logs, by the way. Make it public. Oh, yeah, now I know a specific video I'm going to share tonight. But yeah, whatever you're doing it right, and he is just showing himself to be just fucking creepy, dude. He's a creepy guy. He shared you guys have seen it. I mean, don't just whatever with that fucking guy. All right, I have tried to say goodbye for about 4 hours now. Much love to one and all. I'm out. Let me do just that. I'll be reading the live chat. No edits. No edits. We're doing it live. Somebody said I look like Shia LaBeouf or sound like him. Is that true? Just do it! My dog is looking at me like I lost my fucking mind. And I have.